Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be.
Give me your email. Okay. Bye. My name is Chantel Smith, and right now I work as the associate chaplain at Pacific Union College.
No, I really hold my finances. I don't know if I'm coming back next week.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my tuition trip this week. I don't know.
There's got to be something that campus can do.
Maybe, but.
Dear God, I just thank you so much for Moy and just his life here on this campus and just how he has been such a blessing. I'm also an assistant pastor at the Pacific Union College Church. And right now, I'm on my way to Healdsburg, which is the original location for where Pacific Union College was built and established. So I'm excited just about that alone. And I'll be meeting with Pastor Dan Martella to learn a little bit about risk management, which I don't really know too much about. I don't know if I care to know more about it, but I've never even before this, outside of my little card that I carry in my pocket, I've never really paid much attention to risk management. From what I understand, Pastor Dan Martella has had a really rough year, rough experience with some flooding. I don't know how bad it is. So we're here at the church. It looks good from the outside. Sign still looks good. Parking lot still in order. It's a big church. Hi.
Chantel,
How are
you? Glad you can be with us.
Good to meet you.
Welcome to our life here in Healdsburg.
Thank you. It's nice here. It was a nice drive.
Good deal, because we've got a lot of rain still coming down. Anyway, come on in.
Thank you.
We're very much in process here.
Okay.
As you can see, we're just starting to get some new paint on the framework, painting the ceiling. The doors have to be painted. All that has to be done before the wallpaper goes up.
Okay.
In a few minutes, we're going to be having a meeting with an independent adjuster.
Okay.
This is Dan Kaler, our maintenance man.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
We're a little apprehensive going into this thing.
Okay.
Because so far, Adventist Risk Management's been a bit hands-off on things, and we've been kind of self-directive and calling the shots as we go and bringing them in along with us. But now they're bringing an independent adjuster to things, and he'll take a look at things, assess things, start making his recommendations. We're hoping they don't start slapping some restrictions on us or maybe bringing some expenses into the situation that we're going to have to absorb. So we'll see where that all goes.
Okay. All right.
The water would have to come up over to get under the seam.
Ultimately, the claim has what they call subrogation potential. In other words, the responsible party has to have accountability. When you get a contract, make them go into more detail on the contract.
This is about the quality of rain we had that first night when we got hit. So come on up here. Wow, this is the first time I've taken a look at it since they finished it off. It's a lot different than a couple months ago.
It's a lot of water just sitting in one place. I don't know how I'd handle this. But I think you and I both can just look at the roof and we can see that whoever kind of built it wasn't maybe thinking about California winters and lots of water. I don't know, what do you think, Pastor?
Roofing's not my field. I remember in my last district, we built a new church, and when we did the interview for my becoming pastor there, we knew this was very much in the plans. So I turned to the head deacon, who was a contractor, and I said, "You build the church, and I'll take care of the people." And we were all happy. And that's kind of the way I operate here. Is, I let other people take care of these kinds of details, and I take care of the people. So You know, there are pieces here that raise questions, but you and I are not going to come up with the answers here because it's outside of our field.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you better.
Interested in learning about risk management and what that all entailed, but you know, after hearing about, you know, some of the issues that pastors are facing, I started thinking about, you know, just some of the liabilities and risks that surround being a single woman in ministry, and you know, modesty and, you know, concealing beauty, or, you know, using beauty as an advantage, and just it's triggered a whole lot of thoughts for me. And so I'm interested to talk to Pastor Martel a little bit more about that and just kind of his advice, because, you know, being a single woman in ministry is it's a hard thing. Being a good-looking single woman in ministry is a hard thing.
And it's interesting too. Me and some of my good lady pastor friends, we talk about this a lot. You know, the ones that are single, and I have a really good close single friend in ministry who's a lady. And we talk about this all the time, you know, kind of how to conceal your beauty from up front, and how to kind of be less female so that the men are okay, and so that, you know, you don't warrant or attract any risky situations. You know, it's really funny. And so, like, you know, we'll get the geek glasses, and, you know, we'll put them on. We'll cut our hair really short, you know. The fact is that some people just have really poor boundaries no matter what you do, and so you just have to have good boundaries for other people, and check their inappropriate comments right when they're being made, you know, or the Sabbath hugs that aren't so Christian, holy kiss that goes a little too far, just, you know, all that weird stuff. You just checking that stuff. And yeah, it's a very real topic all of a sudden, you know. I just thought it was about flooding and insurance.
Hi, Chantel. Come on in.
Pastor Martel.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Just decorated for Christmas since last night, so we're on a roll here.
Okay. How you doing?
It's been quite a full weekend.
Yeah, the tree looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You can tell my wife that.
Yeah.
This morning we had all the pastors, well, just about all the pastors from our West Central area. We got together for brunch at Cousteau's. I don't know if you've eaten there yet, but it's a French bakery in Healdsburg, and good food.
Good food.
Good food.
I was thinking about this morning was just that you're a middle-aged man, married, family, and pastoring. And so the things that maybe put you at risk, or the church at risk, are a lot different than some of the things that may put a young woman in ministry at risk.
I've never been a young, single female pastor, and I don't think about those kinds of things.
Exactly.
So I tend to live in my world. I think the dynamics might be different, but how we conduct ourselves with people makes a huge, huge difference regardless. We have to think. We have to be very wise. We need to avoid getting ourselves into compromising situations. We need to avoid being misunderstood, because people don't always read us by our intents. We can mean well, but be unwise. And so regardless of our situation, we have to think and think through, what do people have the possibility of seeing here, even though I don't intend that? I think that part of the challenge here is that we want to be nice to everybody. We want everybody to like us. We want everybody to be happy. And sometimes that can get us into trouble. So it's like, what is the best thing, not only for the individual, but for our ministry as a whole? And we have to protect ourselves too. You know, for me, as a married man, one of the things I learned very early on from a conference evangelist was I never ride in a car alone with a woman who's not a member of my family. For a single person, that particular issue would probably work out a little differently. But again, I think, you know, whatever our situation might be, we have to exercise great wisdom.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
So you saw what the hallway looked like yesterday. Mm-hmm. This gives you a picture of what I first saw when I walked into the church. You know, it's just furniture pulled out of rooms and thrown into the middle of things, and ceiling tiles that had fallen down and hit the furniture. And
what are all these blue things? Are these humidifiers?
These are dehumidifiers. Big difference.
Right,
there.
and they're taking the water out, right.
So dehumidifiers that are sucking the moisture out of the air, and then you have these fans that are blowing air to just keep things circulating, drying out. This kind of gives you another feel for things. This is the mother's room, and you can see how the ceiling tiles have come down. So that would be bare wood. I don't know what stage of the game this was at.
That's a lot of, looks like a lot of water got in. So, I mean, what are you feeling when you saw this? Like, what were your reactions, your immediate thoughts?
Well, you know, immediately going into this whole thing, I'm thinking, you know, every church has its challenges and its problems, and, you know, it's the ongoing kinds of things. And then you get this thrown at you too. Mm-hmm. So, you know, immediately, I think the first thing that crossed my mind is, what impact is this going to have on our church? Mm-hmm. Okay, what's the process, how this plays out? How does this get paid for? And I think all along there's been the assumption that we make our regular payments for our insurance coverages, and we assume that all those benefits will come back to take care of us. Mm-hmm. So I think that's been our assumption all along. Yeah, there's a lot of grunt work, there's a lot of you know, issues that have to be processed, but in terms of resourcing that, it's been our assumption that we're taken care of. You know, I think this is part of the beauty of being in a church that's structured like ours. We're not all by ourselves. We're part of a larger church family, and we're taking care of each other. And we have systems.
Happened. This is not a Christmas. This is not a Christmas song.
Those of you who are visiting us today for the very first time, or the first time in a long time, you will notice that things are looking a little ragged around here. And the reason is because last September we suffered through some rain damage, and it did a lot of devastation here, and it made things a little difficult for us, but things are moving forward. You will notice that there's new paint going up on the ceilings in the hallway, new paint going on the doorways and the doors. The wallpaper has been ordered, and hopefully in the next couple of months the whole thing will come together and life will get back to normal here. This Christmas, I invite you to hear the angels sing. Because when you hear the angels sing, your burdens will be lifted. So whatever it is that you are afraid of this Christmas, I want to encourage you with the assurance that God will take care of you. Through all the day or all the way, He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Hi, Joan.
Hi, Joan.
How are you? You did good. Thank you. You guys did good. Thank you.
Nice job.
Sir.
Hey, I got this from Holly.
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness.